Yes, I am my son! Of course it's. You did murder that bandit, like you killed him. Yeah. Exactly, she's a horrible grandma. She's a horrible person. Holy shit, she's the worst grandma ever. Freaking teenage grandma's gonna murder a granddaughter. Poor grandson, man. Man, just when I meet his grandma, she keeps like torturing him with this like pain. Yeah, she's like, tell me this. Yeah, and she's like, I'm gonna kill your mom. Tell your mother that I'm gonna kill her 3 times when I get back home. Like, what grandma does to your grandson? Like, tell your mother that I'm gonna crucify her when I get back home. You're like, okay, grandma. And she also means it right there. Here we go. Grandma Isukai. I mean, this is almost as grandkids. I can't, hopefully, this episode right. Hopefully here, in the land of Flandal, it's gonna mean her grandkids. So we call it, I wanna make a video, right, in the thumbnail. This thing gonna be titled of the video. Today or next week, right? It's gonna be probably, I don't know. I mean, I just feel that she's gonna meet the grandkids. Extremely obviously, mai-mai is like, oh mom, take this letter to this guy. It's gonna be fun, mom. Like, clearly, you know, mai-mai is like, so obviously it's her kids, right? It's probably has more than one kid. And I'm happy about that, as I said earlier, right? Because I was like, yeah, mai-mai, you know, it's like 250-year-old elf lady. And she's married to like a something middle, you know, he's like 40, 50, I don't know. Like her husband is a human, I guess, right? But he's like 50 or something, right? Maybe younger. But, you know, I'm sure her daughter has had a lot of fun time with her husband, right? I mean, obviously. Yeah, they probably have like grown. I mean, her not only is she a grandma, as I said earlier, she might even be a great grandma, right? Because her grandkids are probably like 30, right? Or maybe even more, right? Her grandkids could be like, you know, 40 maybe. I don't know exactly her husband. Her daughter's husband's age is. He's like 56 something, maybe 40, yeah. He's kind of how undefined, you know. And also, for that matter, he is a human, right? He's like a wizard or something, right? He's like some kind of magician, right? So he might, of course, be like a much older, right? Again, but his age might be like, you know, controlled by his, you know, by his magic, right? So who knows? But I'm gonna guess yes, grandkids. They might come episodes here, right? I want to see that, and of course, these grandkids are probably like 20. They said. They're probably not, you know, kids, right? Well, actually, yeah, they wouldn't make any sense, because if they actually had grandkids, and they were like 5 or 6 or whatever, they would live with their mom, right, and their father, right? They would much likely live with mai-mai and her husband, right? No, so her grandkid has to be like 20 something, or 30, yeah, they're probably adventures or whatever. So, hopefully they come to episodes, I want to see that. They can call them something like, I don't know, teenage grandma or something. Yeah, she's a 16-year-old girl with like 30-year-old grandkids. It's gonna be awesome. And then you know, she might have great grandkids, right? You know, she had a 30-year-old grandson. He could have his own kids or something. Yeah, so that's watching it. So 3, 2, 1, and go. But I mean, clearly, I think most of the anime's comedy comes from her and her weird family. Her like strange son that wants to smash her, and her older son that is like her clearly her favorite. She's like, my little dwarf boy, yeah, he's clearly her favorite. He's like, mom, stop hugging me all the time. Clearly mama's favorite boy, definitely. Well, the other one is a perv, but I mean, but also as I said last week, it made sense because when mai-mai was like, it's gonna be fun. He's like, mai-mai, do you have to lie to your mom all the time? I mean, it's just hilarious, you know. He's like, okay, mom's gonna beat the crap out of you. Yeah, so I mean, he's the one that is like, you know, he's a good son, he's a good boy, you know. He's like he listens to mom, he doesn't like trick mom, right? Mai-mai, while not being a perv, right, you know, like her brother, Scargo, she's lying to her mom, right? Or lying, but, you know, lying by omission, being like, oh, this is not my friend, he's someone else, mom, you know, like, you know what I mean, yeah. She's lying by not telling the truth. She's like, oh, he's just a person we know, yeah, that you care about, mom, yeah, like, you know. But anyway, yeah, they're missing the first video here. Hopefully it's been, here we go! Grandson! It's clearly a grandson, come on. Okay, yeah, so he's like, yeah, the letter. He's like, oh, do you know this guy? No, it's just my daughter's friend or something. Yeah, come on. And we're all here for, you know, teenage grandma. Come on, teenage grandma. But yeah, it's a huge merchant's house and so on. You know, it's a world building, you know. Also good with isekais, you know, gotta build up the world, right? Yeah, it's an important, what's it called? You know, an important place for, yeah, trading company and so on, right? Yeah. Pretty common, right, in many fantasy games and so on. Yeah. Well, of course, in reality, you also had many different Ostindi companies and so on, yeah. So this is kind of how it used to be in medieval time, right? Here we go. Yeah, Ippano! Yeah, it's kind of strange. Is it a grandson? Could it be your grandson? He's an elf, maybe, right? He got pointy ears. No, it's the master, the grandson, I guess. She's like, Grandma! It's his grandma! He's like, what? He's probably confused now. Yeah. What? Grandma? Exactly, he's probably confused now. This is your grandma! He's like, what? Yeah. This is what I love this anime. God, this is a good shit, this anime. Yeah. Of course, the letter is like, hey baby, mom here. This is your grandma. You know, your grandma's alive again. You know, yeah, you know it's gonna be something stupid for mai-mai, like, hello honey bun, here's your grandma, here's Nana. It's gonna be something super dumb, right? We all know it's something super dumb, come on. We all know that, Jesus Christ. I haven't really seen, I think every episode, right? But she has that, her fairy, right, in the opening. But, it's like, the fairy's also talking to her, but we've never seen her. The fairy's just like a light bulb, you know, now we Zelda, yeah. The fairy never is that form that she has in the opening. We can probably see your grandson here in the opening, right, if we... Like these more pointy ears there in the... And for that matter, I'm not gonna watch Cop. I just can't take it, man. She's like Takamichi, but almost worse. It's female Takamichi, holy shit. No, this episode with the Cop... I was like, she fell down on a branch and crying, and I was like, what is this? And the cop guy was like, what's wrong with you, woman? Like, you're 23, I think. You're an old woman, right? You're a grown-ass woman. What are you crying for? Oh, I fell on a branch. It's like, get this Christ, grow up. It was just annoying. It wasn't fun. It wasn't like a comedy, you know? It just frustrates me seeing a grown-ass character crying for falling down. I was like, this is not fun at all. It's not entertaining. It makes me angry. But here we go, come on. Grandmama! So he's the grandson, I guess? Yeah, he might be the grandson, right? He got the black hair like, yeah, you know, like his father had similar hairstyle, right? You know, I guess so. Come on, here we go. Grandma! He's like, hello! He's like, Grandma! Come on, give me the grandma stuff. Yeah, you're my grandmother. He's like, Obasama! Grandma! Yes, I am my son! Of course he is. She's like, God damn, my mother didn't tell me! My mother's home not about you. It's like, God damn it. He's like his fourth or something. Yeah, her like fourth middle-aged grandson. Obasama! Grandma! It's like, come on, this poor kid. He's like, I never see my grandma out. Come on, it's all hype up. Kind of like his uncle. Yeah, he's going scouring on her. Yeah, come on. He's like, oh, the poor kid's all, you know, he's all like, oh my god, my grandma's alive? I must not die for this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my can feel the fear. Yes, I mean, mom's like, kill her. I love it. Obasama! Yeah, Obasama. She's like, I'm a 16-year-old girl. Stop calling me granny. Yeah. F you, kid. Yeah, have I offended you, Grandma? No. You poor little boy. Grandma doesn't hate you. Your mom is gonna die, though. Yeah, it's like, the poor kid, man. He's just happy. He's like, he never met his grandma before. She's a pretty bad mom to her kids, right? Yeah, she's a pretty bad grandma. I mean, yeah, this poor kid, right, Karik, never met his, also granddaughter, also an elf, right? Could be a granddaughter. Yeah. Grandma? She also might be like, you look at my mom, mai-mai. You know, she's got brown hair. Yeah. But I love it. Isn't she a terrible grandma? The poor kid has never met her grandma before, right? So of course he's all excited. He's like, Granny! I never met my grandma! Of course, right? He's all happy, right? And she's just like, die. Okay, so this is granddaughter maybe, right? Come on, probably right. Good, you know, elf looking girl, right? It has to be a granddaughter, right? Karik's. Yeah, exactly. It's her older sister. Oh my god, fucking 50 something? Oh, basta ma! Grandma! Grandma! Are you Carrick's older sister too? Older or nearson? Okay, they're twins. Okay. Karina, yeah. I'm the your granddaughter. You do look like that creep. Yes, my brother is a perv too. Yes. It's like, goddamn, it's a horrible grandma. You look at the hentai guy I met earlier, yeah. I love that so much, man. Oh, grandma is awesome! God, I love this anime. There's so few other recent guys with having a family, and they're like, Granny! Please, grandma, can we eat together? Yes, our mother is an idiot. It's like, yes, I'm sorry about my super annoying mother. Yes, you would beat the crap of. Yeah, you, grandma, you. Second, she's a lot of bad memories of her mom, right? Yeah. You maybe you do beat up your daughter. She's such a horrible mom, as I said last week. Yeah, I never beat the crap out of my daughter. I mean, maybe like 5 times, but is that? Yeah. I mean, you did murder that bandit. Like you killed him. Yeah. Exactly, was a horrible grandma. The poor grandkids is like, this guy is like, you did massacre and murder those people like nothing. she is the worst grandma ever too. Yeah, no one can blame me anymore. She's a horrible person. Holy shit, she's the worst grandma ever. Freaking teenage grandma was gonna murder a granddaughter. This main cat is crazy. Goddamn sociopath teenage grandmother. Yes, now she's trying to kill her own granddaughter here. Oh, damn it. Yeah, but fix the lamp. There we go. Bed lighter, yeah. There we go. Yeah, I need to buy a new lamp. It works, but it's a little, you know. Yeah, no, mai-mai is like, I think mom's gonna kill me. I just wanted to have a good moment with my grandkids. Sure you did, mai-mai. Sure you did. Sure, mai-mai. Yeah, grandma almost murdered us. Yeah, grandma tried to kill us. Yeah, it's like, she's the worst grandma ever, though. She is the worst grandma ever. Seriously, she's like, yeah, she tried to kill them both, right? And like, a hentai grandson. She's a horrible person, really. Holy shit, man, the main kid's a horrible person. That's good, Scargo. He's like, it's your own fault, mai-mai. You shouldn't have triggered mom like that. Yeah, I like how Scargo's like, you don't understand mom. You shouldn't. Yeah, Yeah, I love good Scargo. He's like, it's all your fault, mai-mai. Yeah, it's good. It's good, Scargo. He's there. She's like, even Scargo has emotions sometimes than normal. Doesn't bother, like, wow, even my sibling can be normal sometimes. Yeah, they're both like, oh my god, this person isn't always a horrible person. Yeah. Oh my god, what a family they have. She raised some pretty terrible people, yeah. Probably by always beating the crap out of them. I mean, I felt most of the stories about grandma was that she would beat up her daughter, yeah. Like, oh, mom used to freeze me out, or she would throw me in a dungeon or so on, you know. Typical mom stuff. I wonder what they love her for, yeah. It's some kind of NPC shit they programmed them. Why do they love her even though she beats the crap out of them? Yeah, why do they... Okay, sexy rogue girl kind of character? Maybe like a warrior? Yeah. Yeah, purple-haired. Trying to find her old fallen friends, right, basically. Yeah, there's castles, there's like bases. Yeah, Crescent Moon Castle. Yeah, makes sense. Castle in the river there. Yeah, it's like a castle here in the... I guess it's shaped like a crescent moon, right? The lake is shaped like a crescent, right? Yeah. Now, even on the map you can see it, right? It looks like a half moon, right? Or half a crescent moon, I mean, yeah. That kind of angle, right? But her poor grandkids, yeah, they were like, I just want to meet my grandma. She's like, kill you. Holy shit, man. She's also the worst grandma ever. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's just He just likes grandmas. He's just into gilfs. He likes those gilfs, baby. Yeah, he's a gilfer. Yeah, he's like, oh. I've seen her before, but I feel it's weird that this babe warrior changed voice to like a male voice. Yeah, wasn't that a girl and then she changed voice? So it's kind of weird. She changed voice to get angry. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, Ikina. Yeah, okay, good. I'm a girl. Yeah. So it's a Otoronoko. Yeah, of course. Yeah. No, yeah. I was wondering. Yeah, like why did she change to a male voice? Yeah, so it's part of her character. Yeah, okay. She was pretending to be a woman. Okay. It's Otoronoko. Yeah, exactly. That was like it went from a girly voice to a manly voice. Yeah. But that was the purpose, of course. When he got angry, he couldn't control his voice anymore. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, because I was wondering, like, why did he change voice, right? But there we go, yeah, out of character. See? I'm freaking always aware. Okay, back to grandson. Poor kid. Is she less angry at the grandson? I mean, it's his fault that his mom is crazy, right? Yeah, good, so I apologize to the grandson. Don't kill me, grandma! It's like, yeah. Oh, has mai-mai told you about the time I killed her that? Mai-mai? Yeah, she's like, yeah. Poor grandson, man. Man, just when I meet his grandma, she keeps like torturing him with this like pain. Yeah, she's like, tell me this. Yeah, and she's like, I'm gonna kill your mom. Tell your mother that I'm gonna kill her 3 times when I get back home. Like what grandma does to your grandson. Like, tell your mother that I'm gonna crucify her when I get back home. You're like, okay, grandma. And she also means it right, yeah. Really horrible mother and grandmother. It is fun that he keeps calling her Obasama though. She's like, yes, I guess I am your grandmother. Yeah, Obasama, yes. He's like 42 or something, yeah. He looks like a, like a middle-aged elf man. He looks like older than his uncle, right? I think this is the hair though. He has the black hair like his father. He looks older than the blonde elves. Yeah, this god stuff. Famous video game players. Yeah, I just want to go there. Isn't the problem, right? I go tomorrow. I can fly there. Isn't the problem. She's like, I can fly. Bandits. I just killed them all. He's like, my grandma is. He's like, honey. He's like, it's full of bandits, grandma. He's like, bandits. I'm sure I can just like walk through the bandits land. I'm pretty sure that I can just walk through that, honey. Okay, don't you worry about Granny. Okay, Granny's not taking care of them. Yeah, she's the ultimate grandma, I guess. Well, we also have a course of grandma in Idaten. She's also a grandma, basically, right? Yeah, when her son. No, yeah, because Sephiroth, basically, she has a grandma, yeah, because he makes 2 of them, and then he makes the. He's a great grandma, right? Because no, does she fight Hayate? But anyway, she has grandkids, basically. God grandkids, yeah. Yeah, basically, because her god she creates new gods, so they're basically grandkids, right? Yeah. But yeah, his older sister too, Oneshan. Jesus Christ, grandma. Always like, yes! Yes, good, grandson! What is she teaching her grandson? Okay, so he's also like corrupted. Yes! Oh, she is a what? Oh, she's a great grandma. That is so great. That wasn't said before, but shit, man, yeah. My God, yeah, she got great grandkids. Yeah. But like her grandpa also is like a deceptive, bastard. Let's go, grandma! Yeah! They're both evil. Okay, yeah. She's a very evil person. I think she's more and more evil every time we play with her. Oh, I love her. And the first episode, when she was like the evil witch, right? She was like, I used to gag a lot of people. Come on! I only killed like 200 people during that war. And it was a game, come on. I wasn't... Why are you swearing with me for? You know? Yeah, she was like, oh, I massacred like every player ever for like a few years. Who cares? Come on. I was like... It was just for fun, you know? Yeah, like... She's a complete sociopath in a way. As a gamer, I guess... Many gamers are sociopaths. You know, you kill NPCs ever left and right, you know, yeah. She's like, yeah, come on, it's not my fault everyone died. But yeah, so she's a great grandma, of course. But I was wondering that, right? And her grandson looks like he's like 40, right? So he has another kid that's like maybe 18, 19, yeah. But then how old is her mai-mai husband? He has to be like 60 or 70 something. But that's what I mean, he's a wizard, right? He probably just looks younger because he's like a magician, right? So I guess his age is like undefined because he's like a human sorcerer wizard guy. So he might not be fully human, I suppose. Okay, she's going the Bisco route, yeah. Sabukai Bisco, yeah. She's she's going the Sabukai Bisco route. Summoning a little crab and so on. Yeah, here's a granddaughter again, of course. Maybe she has more kids too, right? The granddaughter, but the kids too. That cat girl behind her. Yeah. Crab? I got crabs. Come on, honey, I'm a grandma. Grandma got powers. She likes to be so bad. She likes to be OP too, yeah. Come on, honey, I'm your grandma. Grandma can freaking ride mount, okay? Grandma got better mount. This is my grandmother, yeah. Ah, every guy that cares like, grandma? She looks younger than you. She's just half your age. And she's like a high elf, so you know she doesn't age. She's like stuck in time, yeah. Your grandma looks like she's 15 or something. She's like, here we go. No grandma can show her baddest very good. Perfect. OP grandma's gonna come in here and be like, grandma. Maybe not, I want to. I like she's the most shiniest character in the anime too, yeah. No, I don't want to grab. I'm not stupid grandkids. Yeah. I like she's like the worst, most childish character too in the whole anime, yeah. She's like, shut up, girl. I do what I want. Yeah, it's like, yeah, she's incredibly childish. I used to love this shit so much, man. Like, she's the most childish, inept personality of all of them, right? Yeah, most angry, most emotional character. And her granddaughter is like, Grandma, please don't get in trouble. She's like, shut up. Yeah. Oh my god. Well, certainly Grandma's gonna come and save them, right? Because she's like, whatever. I can show my granddaughter how OP I am. You know, gotta respect your grandma, right? Gotta get some respect for my family. Well, yeah, shoot bigger stuff then. Catapult them. Trebuchet them. Okay. Mistakes were made. Should have some kind of hammer guy. Should have some kind of hammer knight something. Yeah, they only have swordsmen. Should have soldiers without only swords then. Mistakes were made here. Yeah, but can't she use magic something? Isn't she like her family members? She is the granddaughter of the god basically. Can't she use magic something? Isn't she like an elfin magician? Her father is also a magician, right? Don't she have like magical powers? Whatever. Grandma is clearly gonna solo them. She's like, honey, let Grandma. Can I come in here and be like, Grandma got this. Grandma got this. Come on. Come on, Grandma. Show your stuff here. Show your oppice, Grandma. Yeah, come on. No? Next episode? Okay, that's gonna be the fight. But she's probably gonna lose, right? And of course, she can't let her granddaughter die, right? So, you know, Grandma gotta come in and take charge, right? But don't they have anything else? Honestly, it's kind of stupid. If you know that sword doesn't work, it's better to pick like a log or something. Yeah, if you need to use blunt force to hurt them, it's better to use another weapon, right? So they have anything else than swords. Just take up a freaking log right from the top, hit a bit like something heavier. If you need blunt damage. But yeah, they all have the worst. Okay, she's like a sword magician character. Yeah, fire blade and so on. She can like control elements with her weapons. Yeah, so granddaughter of course can fight at least. She is pretty weak for being a pretty embarrassing granddaughter, honestly. Embarrassingly weak granddaughter. Embarrassment for her mama here. It's like, yeah. A little embarrassing. Pretty cool, honey bun, but let me show you grand muscles. Here we go. She's like, oh, Basama. Let me show you grand muscles. Okay, this episode, but yeah. God damn it. I love her. She's like, come on, she's like a goddamn smug douchebag. I love her. She's the most douchebaggy grandma ever. She's like, that was pretty impressive, little girl. No, let the grandma show you my real skills. I just love she comes in and like clapping with her hand, slow clapping, like, yeah. Isn't she like a complete douchebag? But I love her. She's one of the worst main characters ever. And I mean worse as, you know, a douchebag, really horrible person. I mean, not worse in like a, you know, she's a bad character, but I mean worse in like a complete goddamn douchebag, yeah. Her granddaughter's like fighting for her life, right? It's like, okay, pretty impressive, honey, but let grandma show you how it's done, okay? Yeah, she's like, what? Complete, like, she's such a douche. She's like, yeah, you call that strong, honey? Let grandma show you how it's done, okay? And of course, her poor, you know, grandson, right, Karik, and the first guy, of course, was her great-grandson, right? Yeah. That wasn't 100% clear, but yeah, he eventually said, like, I'm happy she didn't kill the father, right? So yeah, this is actually her great-grandson. So she's a great-grandma, right? Yeah, great teenage mom, yeah. She got like a 20-year-old son and she's like 16 or something. But I feel really sorry for her grandson though, Karik. He's just like, grandma! He goes reminds me a little bit of her uncle, Scargo. But come on, in his case, he never met his grandma, right? So he's just like, Granny! Let's have a party! Obasha, right? He's like a, you know, a 45-year-old, 50-year-old something elf, right? Finally meeting his grandma. Of course he's gonna be excited, right? Because he never met his grandma before. And she's just like, oh god, douchebag. He calls me like grandma. Like I'm some kind of old lady or something. Disgusting, yeah. Freaking hentai. Yeah. And of course she's like, F off, right? And then, you know, her granddaughter comes in there. They have a little argument. And she's immediately like, I hate you. I hate all of you unites. She's a really horrible person. I talked about that too, right? How she's so mean to her kids, right? And killed her son and so on. Yeah, and then she get insulted by these people and her daughter. Barely insulted, right? It was more like a play on words, right? It wasn't really insulting her. But then of course she goes, you know, she goes loco, yeah, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna kill all of you. My granddaughter, you dying too, yeah. It's like, what is wrong with this woman? But that's why she's hilarious. She's literally like she's like anime's worst grandma. She's just like, kill you all! Yeah, she goes like mental. I will murder everyone! Yeah, you're like, what? Mai-mai's gonna die, and so will my granddaughter. You're like, oh, okay. Yeah, great grandma. You know, she throws like get a snowball at them, start laughing at them. Does, you know, one of these evil faces, right? Where she, yeah, does another evil face, you know, does another like murder face, and holy shit, she's an insanely horrible mother and grandmother. But of course, again, I mean, it's hilarious. I'm not saying it's not. I mean, for entertainment purposes, it's really, really funny. But yeah, goddamn, is grandma evil, right? She almost kills her own daughter. Yeah, granddaughter, I mean, yeah. You know, in Snows Up, she's crying. You know, this is the first time she meets her beloved grandmother, right? And she immediately almost kills her, and she's all crying here. Since grandma beat the crap out of her. What a grandma! No, but he's like, come on, what a grandmother! She's like, oh hey, honey. I never met my grandkids before, I'm gonna kill you. I was like, what? Your mother pissed me off, so now you're gonna die. What? What's wrong with you, Granny? What's wrong with you? You horrible grandmother. Holy shit. And yeah, this cat, on the side note, right? I mean, I picked it up, right? A lot of people always like, I get the question sometimes, or comments, except in the last Darling, because I was like, oh, you're talking so much about this relationships thing. You clearly missed some scene. I was like, how did I miss that scene? It's because I'm explaining part of, you know, human behavior, right? So I have a, you know, a degree in that topic, right? So I was like, yeah, of course I can explain stuff while looking at anime, you know. And I said to all people, just because you don't read, and this is not me, right? I said memory in case, it's sometimes too, so right. Wukong says, right, yeah. R652, right? Just because you don't react to every single line that the character is saying, right, doesn't mean you didn't read it, right? But anyway, like this in here, it shows what I mean, right? Here I've picked up that her voice went from, you know, female to male, right? Yeah, she changed voice, And he was like, you're dropping character. And of course, before he said it, I was like, oh, weird, because she had a female voice. I mean, you know, not just a male voice, right? Like, clearly it wasn't, I'm paying attention, right? And then she's like, oh, yeah, sorry, I'm supposed to be a girl. Yeah, she went back to having a girly voice, yeah. So clearly, Utokunoku, of course, right, yeah. A girl with a pee-pee, yeah, clearly. But I mean, I was pointing out, because I was, the comments that frustrates me, like the Dolly Fon's comments, my Dolly, like last Saturday, I'm just like, what? I made like a 25-minute review of the episode. How can you claim that I didn't pay attention to the scenes? Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? But you always get that because people are like, how can you talk, or, you know, this stuff, or like, you're talking about this scene here, and then you didn't talk about the next scene. And I'm like, yeah, because the first scene was very important, and the next scene wasn't that important, so I kept talking about the scene before, because that's a much bigger scene, you know what I mean? Like, I find it so weird that people think that, oh, you didn't react to every single line. And for that matter too, not to shoot at people here, but honestly, one thing I don't get though, and obviously I don't watch every other YouTuber ever, right? But I've seen some of these mashup reactions that I'm in and so on, and there's some new guy, I see the more people than this person, but it isn't a new person. The only thing he does is he just reads every line that is said. That's not a reaction, in my opinion, right? Probably not in fair use, honestly, but you know, he just reads the subtitles. That's the only reaction he does. I don't even get it. That's not even a reaction. It's basically like I'm just reading up what they're saying, right? And if you have to watch him, it's like I don't even get it. I'm sorry, but I don't even get that. That to me is just absurdly low quality. I mean, you're not even offering your opinion, right, or your reaction to it. You're just like reading what they're saying. Yeah, nothing else. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. But at least that person, that I referred to, at least that guy, people can't say that he doesn't, you know, look at all the scenes because he's literally reading up every scene. But yeah, you know, it's frustrating me that people are like, oh, you missed that scene. Like, no, I didn't miss a single scene. How can I review it then? And every scene, I missed a scene. No, I just didn't talk about every scene. And I think it's so weird too, because I think one reason why is because some people, right, and I'm not saying you're wrong or right, I'm just saying for some people, you might think that this scene is very important, right? Like the A scene here, very, very important scene. But I find B scene very, very important, right? You know what I mean? From my opinion, right? So then I'm doing a review and I mentioned A scene, like, oh, it's a pretty interesting scene, blah, blah. This B scene though, this really means a lot, right, for Aaron or something. Yeah, you know, oh, this is a very important scene here. And then I get comments like, oh, you clearly didn't pay attention to the A scene. I'm like, yeah, I did. I don't agree with you that it's as important, right? Because I'm not going to do like a 3-hour review, right? Talking about every scene equally much, right? I'm talking about the scenes I found the most important ones, right? So that's an issue too. People get angry basically because you don't focus on what they think, right, is it's the best joke or the most plot reveal or whatever, right? And of course I'm talking about specific cases here, but it's kind of fun, I think. It's kind of funny. There's always someone being like, why didn't you talk about this scene? Why didn't you mention, you know, when she did this laugh or something? I'm like, yeah, because I can't sit there for like 3 hours, right? What can I do? But anyway, she's a horrible grandmother. Holy shit, man. Like, mostly in this review, I'm just like laughing at how she's the worst. She's the worst, man. But that's what I love it. I love this anime. She's the freaking worst. She's like, grandson, yeah, you're gonna die. Yeah, I'm gonna mincemeat you, boy. Yeah, he's like, oh, please don't kill me, grandma. I didn't mean to insult you. Grandma, I just want to have a grandmother. You know, he's the poor guy, man. It's like, I just met my grandma. I didn't know. Honestly, how, you know, it's not his fault that his mother, mai-mai, is a trickster, you know, and yeah, it's not his fault, right, that he wanted to, you know, she wanted to trick her mother, right? I mean, yeah, so she shouldn't blame, I mean, she really shouldn't blame her grandson for her mother being a douchebag. If anything, it's her fault for raising a douchebag daughter, right? Yeah, it's her fault for raising such a bad daughter, right? Yeah, but I mean, she can't be angry at the grandson for what his mother is doing. He didn't know that. He didn't know his grandma was back alive, right? You know. And obviously, they have this telepathic power, so they can, you know, talk to her, right, with magic, right, the family, right? Because yeah, they have like a family telepathic power link. Like, why not? They're like high elves, right? They got high magical powers. Sure, I buy that. Certainly. Like, why not? I mean, it also is based on a video game. It's like in a video game, right? So yeah, they can have like, you know, message, right? So yeah, makes sense. But anyway. Of course, mai-mai, right, her daughter, could have called, basically, you know, called her son and daughter, right, and also get her own grandson, right, Karik's son. She could have called those three and said, okay, my mother's back, your granny's back, Kayana, and she's cray-cray, and she's like a murderer, she's like a genocidal maniac, but she's also the most powerful character in the universe, and she's a nice girl deep down, but also like a horrendous psychopath, sociopath that also tortures me every day. But otherwise, a great mom, whatever. She could have told him that, mom is back, granny is back, yeah, she's gonna come, she's gonna come to you tomorrow, right, or maybe in 2 days from now. She obviously could have called, telepathy called her son and be like, your grandma is coming tomorrow, don't piss her off, right, you know what I mean? But instead she's like, here's a letter, and of course her great-grandson, right, gets letter first. And it's like, whoa, great grandma. He's like, what? She's alive? Yeah, of course. And he's all shocked, right? He's like, what? Great grandma is back. you know what I mean? He's like, what? Right? He doesn't even, think she's alive. It's been 200 years. And of course, he also never, obviously the great grandson also never met his great grandma, right? And he's like, what? I heard the letters from my grandma about how insanely terrible. Fun, but also nice girl deep down, right? But also, super dangerous and shady and murderous. I mean, she's still, remember in this anime, even we see it from Twitter, right? But you have to remember, right? From their perspective, she is still the witch that killed all the people, right? Because obviously they played this video game, right? So from her perspective, they were just other gamers, right? She killed, right? So it doesn't matter for her. But for everyone else in the world, she is still this like silver witch, right? That murdered like a whole server of people, right? Basically annihilated all these, players, right? Yeah, that's still her, right? She's the massacre genocidal witch, right? That like destroyed all these players, right? So of course, that she did, right? And for them, because this like an isekai stuck in a world, right? For them, she literally is like but for them it's literal true, right? She did kill all these, people, right? They were players, but still, for them were people, right? So of course, her daughter, mai-mai, was alive during the time she of course killed all these players, right? For her, it's like, grandma annihilated, like, thousands of people in one day. Yeah. Like, she annihilated, like, a village with people in, because there were places, that stuff happened, right, for my mind. In her mind, it's like, my mother used to destroy the country, basically, yeah. That's kind of her memory, right? Because for her, it's real, right? But for the main character, it was a game, right? But now she's in the game, you know what I mean? So, yeah, like, her grandson is, of course, probably actually really afraid of her. Because he's like, my mom told me that you murdered, like, 1 million people. She's like, I mean, it was a game. Like, it didn't really matter to me, Their lives had no value to me, And grandma is like, like, for me, right? When I killed those people, grandboy, those people weren't real people. It's like, yeah, okay. I mean, it's... of course he's afraid of his grandma. Because for him, she's literally a genocidal maniac, right? But, yeah, I really wonder why her kids love her, though. I really wonder why, her grandkids love her. Well, I mean, her kids love her, because they know her, right? I love this scene, though, that you kind of show that they have the same gene, though, yeah. This scene where the grandson is like, Grandma, what if we do this thing? It's like, oh, that's not good. And they both and they both do this like evil laughter. Yes! And they both started doing this like super evil, like, maniac laughter. Yeah, we see him like getting up and like, Grandma, it's gonna be great! Yeah, I love that shit. And he's like, oh shit, she's crazy as my dad. And his son there, yeah, he sees that great grandma and dad are kind of similar. He's like, oh no, she's also like a crazy capitalistic maniac, does anything for money and so on. But again, right, she's the super hardcore gamer, right? In her perspective, yeah, it's all about the money, right? In her perspective, it's all about like, what can you say, right? For her, it's like, how do I make money? How do I increase, my gold in my bag, all that stuff, right? So for her, it's like, yeah, let's do that, yeah, some crime. So a little shady business dealing, yeah, Of course she likes that, right? Because she's like, oh, a quest, I can make more money. Anyway, yeah, I wonder, the last thing I say here, I wonder what is about the Otokunoku, right? Yeah, I mean, clearly we had the lizard guy, and we had, the girl, the guy with the girl with the dick, right? Yeah, the girl with the pee-pee. But I guess not a trans character, because it felt like she was doing it, or he was doing it to trick people. Yeah, it definitely came off as like, like he wasn't actually... I'll say it, wanted to be a female character. So it wasn't like a trans character. It was more like he's doing it to trick people, maybe to rob, they might be bandits, right? Maybe trying to seduce some guys and, rob them or something. Yeah, kind of hentai route. I don't know, but it felt something like that. Yeah, it didn't come off as he. I say he now, but it didn't come off as, you know, like an actual, how I say it, you know, a person that wants to be a woman or whatever. More like a guy pretending to be a woman to trick people for some foul play, right? Yeah, it really came off as that kind of character. But certainly, at least, those characters were shown very briefly for like a minute there, but it has to come back to them later, you know. Why? Yeah, it has to come back to them later. Why would they introduce this lizard man and his, like, you know, Otokonuko partner, right? Why would they be introduced? And also even showing that the partner swapped voices, you know, female, male, and so on. Why would, like, yeah, it was a very short scene, but they have to have some importance later. Can't just be they told her to go to the moon castle thing. That can't be like it, right? So they're certainly gonna be maybe reoccurring. But it felt like, because that character's pretending to be a woman, right? And I will say so, right? Because yeah, it felt like he didn't actually want to be a woman, right? He was like pretending for, you know, some kind of, again, foul play. So I guess they're criminals, they're bandits. They were in an adventure guild, but they probably are, you know, some kind of like crooks, or they might not be like completely evil, right? But, you know, they might be like some, you know, adventurers that might do crime if it fits them, right? They kind of felt how they felt. So they're probably gonna come back as antagonists, maybe, you know, some kind of tricksters, right? Some kind of, I mean, you know, robber, criminal, yeah, something like that, right? That's kind of how it come off, right? And they were like, no, don't tank. I just said nothing else. So they come off very, very suspicious, right? For probably doing some crime or something. And there was a lot of talking about, you know, bandits here, bandits there. So they might also be part of the bandit crew, right? Those two guys themselves just told her that there's a lot of bandits in that forest, but they might be part of the bandit guild, right? So they might be criminals. Definitely how it felt. And also she was like, oh, my friend's a perv. He used to look at oppies, you know. Oh, don't mind him. He used to like to stare at, you know, people's ass and tits and so on. Yeah, look, also a weird comment. He's like, you know, some kind of, you know, yeah, hentai guy. Don't ignore him. It was like, also kind of weird. Like, I'm my best friend, but he's a complete perv and tries to argue girls all the time. But, you know, ignore that. He probably won't try to grab your oppies, you know. Yeah. So it was like, it also was kind of weird, right? It's like, this guy is a complete hentai freak. But who cares? Yeah, he's my best friend. Also weird. So those two guys are probably criminals. I guess they're part of the bandit crew, right? She's probably gonna fight them later. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they appear next episode as part of that bandit guild, right? They might even be the leaders, right? And of course, infiltrating the adventure guild to be able to, you know, sort out info and so on. But wouldn't that be a good plan, though? You have this like cute guy, right? He's like the bandit, and then he dress up as a girl, right? And then of course he joins a party, and he's like, oh, I'm a sexy girl, right? And take the party into the forest, and then, you know, he and his bandit pals rob them, right? Like that would have been, you know, a honeypot. Yeah, that would have been like a honeypot strategy. So that to me seems reasonable. So let's see them right into next week. Anyway, guys, I say shorting here then. Yeah, I just feel like dropping Koban, right? Copying the Koban, because this might be another video, but I will say it here briefly. I mentioned earlier too during the opening. You know, the anime isn't that fun and so on. But I think last episode was just really where I was like, oh, I can't do this anymore, because the main character has been dislikable at the beginning. He's just an incompetent person. All the time it's like, what? How did you, senpai, know that girl is injured? He's like, she has no shoes. That kind of stuff, right? She's very, very incompetent all the time. She's very annoyingly incompetent. And last episode, she was incompetent and she like fell on a branch, started crying for like 5 minutes. And the cop guy is like, yeah, like I said earlier, like, what's wrong with you? Like, why are you crying for? Like, you're a grown-ass woman. You know, if you're a 5-year-old and you fall in the forest, you cry. But if you're a grown-ass man or woman and fall in the forest and cry, that's just weird. I think it's weird. It's one thing if you fall and you break your arm or something and you really hurt something. I mean, it's fine if you get injured, okay, and you cry. I mean, that's fine as an adult. I'm not saying you can't cry, you know, if you break your arm or your leg or whatever. It's fine, you know, of course. But if you just fall and it's like you get a head, you know, oh no, like a little bruise on your head, you know, it's like, oh no, you know, it's like 1 out of 10, you know, fall damage basically, right? That is just weird if you cry. It's really weird. If you take like 10 out of 10 would be that right. But if you fall again, 5 or 10, I guess, like break 1 arm, and 6 is like 2 bones or whatever. Yeah. So I think it's fair that, yeah, if you fall and you get like a 5 or higher in damage, right, you start crying. Again, I think that's fine. But if under that, it is kind of weird. And if you got 1 out of 10, she was like a 1 out of 10, right? It was like no damage. She was like, oh yeah, I hate being in the forest. Yeah, I was like, what's wrong with her? The thing is that it wasn't funny, right? It wasn't comedy. It wasn't like, haha, this is pretty funny. It was like, oh, this is just pathetic. This is just sad. This is just annoying. So anyway, I can't do that anymore. Yeah, I said it episode 1 that I think it's pretty good, but it's not that funny. And it's an interesting anime because it's educational about couples and so on. But like last episode wasn't educational. It was slightly educational. They went in the forest, save an old man. But otherwise, though, it was just like mostly the main character crying for like 10 minutes. And then it was funny again because it was the main character running and she didn't want to be a cop. So she was like trying to fail to capture the guy. That was actually kind of funny. Very incompetent, but it was funny though. But still, though, what I dislike about main character. But that second scene was fun though. If every scene was like that, like her trying to be a bad cop and still being a good cop but trying to fail, then it would be funny anime, right? But instead it's like a mixture of her just being really incompetent and that scene was actually funny. The other scene is mostly just like sad. You feel sorry about her. You're like, oh my god, what a loser, yeah. Like, ah. But anyway, guys, start up that. So, might something else at night if I have time. Probably just gonna. I think I'm gonna play a bike and then get that. Otherwise, I guess more with One Piece, right? Also, my ranking tomorrow. You know, my favorite animes. Last episode we had him get. Last episode we had a guy get kicked in the balls. That was, oh my god, that anime. And I go out of Ferrata on Thursday too. Yeah. Anyway, I love this anime. So you guys can have a great day.